Biafra, superstars, media.
On your my bina pujale. On your my bina puja oh. He bina puja on your my bina pujale. On your my bina puja oh. Abaribe bina pujale. On your my bina puja oh. He bina puja on your my bina pujale. On your my bina puja oh. Oh, we bina puja le 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 le. Abaribe bina puja oh. He bina puja on your my bina puja le. He bina puja oh. Oh, we bina puja le 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 le. Abaribe bina puja oh. He bina puja on your my bina puja oh. On your my bina puja le. Oh, we bina puja oh. Abaribe bina puja oh. He bina puja on your my bina puja le. Oh, he bina puja oh. My people, my Biafran people, now how on a day. This one not Biafra Superstars Media, and I'm holding it down. I say may God bless Biafra, and may God bless Odudua. May God bless His Excellency Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. May God bless Chief Sunday Igboho and all the freedom fighters from the southeast to the southwest, up to the middle belt, and our Hausa brothers. If you're ready for your freedom, if you're ready for your liberation, if you are ready to regain the land that was stolen from you by the Fonally cabal, I repeat, if and only if you are ready to regain the land that was stolen from you by the Fonally cabal, then may God bless you too. May God bless His Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, His Excellency, ESN Ekpa, Simon and Joko, for the job Simon is doing. Simon, I want to say we thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. Because we know in your hands Biafra is coming. In your hands Biafra is safe. And in your hands, when Biafra comes, the people of Biafra will rejoice. Oh my God. My people, today I say the chicken has come home to roost. The man they call Abaribe. The man they call Senator Inanya Abaribe. As the saying goes in the Igbo adage, Agbajo saw I go mile. When you don't run finish, when you look back, you go count how many miles you don't run. In the case of Abaribe, this was one of those who were championing the so-called arrest of Simon Ekpa. He was one of those who in the House of Senate, he was speaking profoundly. He was speaking bold, so boldly. And he was asking for them to go to Finland and kidnap Simon Ekpa, bring him to Nigeria because Simon Ekpa is the problem. But today, Abaribe is now speaking a different language. Today, when you hear this analysis, you will see that Abaribe knows the problem of Nigeria. Abaribe knows those who are responsible for the mayhem, for the unrest, for the killing, the kidnapping, the buying of the people. He called it the farmer and herder clash because he was trying to be political. But I call it the Fonally killer herdsmen and the farmers losing their lands through their so-called raising of their cows, grazing of their crops, in order to steal the land of the people. My fellow Biafrans, this one will blow your mind. Now you will know that these senators, because they are cowards, they are scared to speak truth to power. But today you will hear Abaribe. You will hear him scream out. You will hear him speak truth to power. You will hear him mention those who are responsible for the mayhem, for the problem all across that zoo called Nigeria. My fellow Biafrans, if you're ready with me, I want you to sit back and relax and listen to the man they call Senator Eyinaya Abaribe. Listen.
Very long time.
Listen.
There has always been an effort made by different senators to deal with this issue. And anytime the issue comes up, there will always be this set of arguments that are made. And once those who make those arguments start with it, what will now happen is that we end up always quarreling among ourselves, and then that bill never gets, done. And what I was trying to point out in that at that time was, look at this set of arguments. By virtue of the fact that I've always been in this Senate, this matter will always come up. And I was trying to tell all my colleagues, those who are about 70% of the senators there today, just came into the Senate. So they have to have a virtue of having those of us who have been there before to say, these things have come before.
Right, to give them the background.
And this is the background.
Right.
And I started by saying, well, Senator Kwankwaso, at the time he was a senator, brought this same bill. But this is what always happens. First, there will be the argument about our rights as Nigerians. And of course, one of our rights is that you have the right for free movement within Nigeria. But whenever they bring that argument of free movement, they never bring the other argument of a right to life.
Hold on there. He's talking about the free movement of their so-called cows, because now they see the cows as citizens of Nigeria. So they are fighting for the free movement of their herdsmen. But they don't discuss the other side of the free movement, or the freedom to write, the right to life, the right for you to have your life. They don't mention it. That's what he is trying to say. But listen to Abaribe. He will land very, very soon. Listen to him. Pay attention. They know the problem. He knows the problem of that zoo. He knows Simon Ekpa is not the problem. No. Simon Ekpa's role is to protect and preserve the territory of Biafra. Listen to Abaribe. It will blow your mind. Listen.
It's constitutional right and security. And so, nobody has a right to take your life because it's a header.
Listen.
They never bring up that one. Then the second one will be, there's a right, there's an ECOWAS protocol, there's this and that. And of course, when that doesn't go on, the next one they will now say is, there is a Land Use Act. And this act vests all powers of the right to land in the governors. And so I was simply trying to tell everybody, these are the issues that we must have to deal with. How do we get the governors to buy to this so that if somebody needs land, the governor will give him once it's for ranching.
Right.
Precisely. And we can't run away from this. But then, if we go back in time,
listen,
this is a matter that we raised long time once the Buhari regime started. Don't forget.
Listen.
What has happened in Nigeria is that most of the time when something comes up today, we never sit back and say, how did we get to this point? We got to this point by virtue of the fact of the effort to remove President Jonathan.
Listen.
There had always been this herder-farmer clash, but it never got to this point.
Listen.
Where whole communities were exterminated so that some people will be roaming freely within their land, which is what happens in Plateau and in Benue State.
I think Benue is the worst.
Precisely. And you know why? Because most of the banks of the Benue is lush because it's watered by the Benue River. And so they want, these people came and they want. And who are these people? And that's a question that we have not dealt with.
Okay.
The bill first said that we have to confine these people to the ranches within their states of origin. And somebody woke up and said, no, every Nigerian has a right to go around. There's no such thing like a state of origin. Why will anybody make that statement? Reason is that in trying to remove Jonathan, there were stateless persons that were from the Sahel region that were imported into Nigeria.
Boom! My fellow Biafrans, people hearing my words, ladies and gentlemen, observers from all across the whole world, you've just heard it. The origin of the problem you're seeing in that zoo today started with the plan to remove the man they call Goodluck Jonathan from office. You can see that those who imposed Buhari upon us, they were part of those responsible. Even when Buhari got into power, he continued with that mandate for 8 years. And those who said they will follow, they will continue from where Buhari stopped, they are also culpable. They are culprits. This is what Senator Abaribe is saying here. The problem did not start with Nnamdi Kanu. The problem did not start with Simon Ekpa. In fact, in 2012, when IPOB was created, there was no fight. There was no animosity between Goodluck Jonathan and IPOB. The only time the problem arose was when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he has floated the ESN to protect our forests from those coming to take over our land. And from the discussion, from the narrative being given by a sitting senator, one of the oldest sitting senators in that republic, Senator Abaribe, he has just told you all in black and white that the problem started when some people were imported into Nigeria. Some herdsmen were imported. Some Fulani men were imported into Nigeria to unseat Goodluck Jonathan. I will fall back and relax. I want you all to hear the story. Listen to the narrative. And I will take you on this journey. Listen. Listen to Senator Eyinaya Abaribe. Listen.
And a former chairman of PDP made that statement. I'm not the person that made it.
But that importation is a fact, is it?
That importation is a fact.
Listen.
If you ask any Nigerian Fulani, he will tell you that there's something called the Bororo Fulani.
Boom! The importation of the Fulanis was a fact. And if you ask any Nigerian Fulani, he will tell you, he or she will tell you, there is something called the Bororo Fulani. If you ask any Nigerian Fulani, he or she will tell you that there is something called the Bororo Fulani. You might be wondering, what's the meaning of that? What's the difference? I will allow Senator Abaribe to explain much further to you. If you're ready, listen to the difference and the meaning of what he's saying. Listen.
Bororo Fulani are these imported ones. They don't own land.
Okay.
Therefore, What they want to do is to settle in Nigeria.
Listen.
They were given free passage, let me just say it, by the Buhari regime.
Say it.
And we were shouting at that time,
okay,
don't bring people into Nigeria who are not Nigerians.
Hold it there. They were shouting at that time. They in the senators, the politicians, they were shouting at that time, telling Buhari, do not bring in people into that zoo called Nigeria who are not Nigerians. Today, your slave master in Britain, I heard they are making policies to stop even people living in the UK. The blacks, the Africans living in the UK, they are making policies to cancel their visa and send them back to Africa. Your slave master, your colonizer Britain are making policies to send migrants back to Africa. And those who are refugees, they are sending them to Rwanda. You and I know what will happen when they get to Rwanda. But in the case of that zoo called Nigeria, the man they call Buhari, the late dead stinking idiot that they call Buhari, what he did was to open the floodgate and allow those who they call the Bororo Fulani herdsmen to come into that zoo called Nigeria. But I'm here to let Abaribe to understand that their number one priority, yes, was to unseat Goodluck Jonathan. But they also had their number 2 and number 3 objective. The number 3 is the most important, to Islamize Nigeria. And number 2 is to make sure they dip the Quran in the Red Sea. But the way things are going now, they will be able to dip the Quran in the River Niger. That is their number 2 goal. The number 3 is to Islamize Nigeria. And the way to go about achieving number 2 and number 3, because they have already unseated Goodluck Jonathan, a coward who saw the problem, and him and his wife, they were calling on Jesus. He saw the problem, he saw what they were doing, he had the intel that foreigners were coming in their droves into that zoo called Nigeria. And all Goodluck Jonathan could do was to cry and beg on Jesus. His wife was calling on God. There is God, though. There is God, though. There is God, though. There is God, though. You saw what was happening. You were the president. You were the first lady. You couldn't tell us on time, and you were calling on the name of God. God damn you and your fucking God. Because you are responsible for this nonsense happening to the people of Biafra. You saw the problem, you saw the handwriting, you saw the fucking handwriting on the wall. And you were shouting, there is God, though. We should pray to Jesus. The enemies came with their AK-47 into Nigeria without their borders. They came to the zoo without a visa, without a work permit, without a green card, and they are coming to take our land. They are raping our women, killing the farmers every day. And you told us to call on God. There is God, though. 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 You were crying live. In fact, let me not go there. Fellow Biafrans, this is the problem of Nigeria. The problem was not about Simon Ekpa. The problem is not about Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, they are the problem solvers. A man like Simon Ekpa is here to solve the problem. Lord have mercy. God have mercy, God. The pain is too much. Everybody are crucifying Simon. Everybody wants to crucify Simon Ekpa. They are asking for his neck. But today, your politicians have just told you, the man who was responsible for the problem, those who imposed Buhari on you, and the methodology they had, their plan A and their plan B was there already. Plan A was to rig the election if good luck refused to leave power. Plan B was to bring the Bororo Fulani to take over Nigeria. Even Barry boasted that he will lit the whole street with the blood of monkeys and baboons. That was the ploy. And they succeeded in taking out the weakest president of that zoo called Nigeria. Good Lord Jonathan. They took him out of office, and now they're out to implement the goals, the second and third goal of the caliphate. Remember this men, they are running with the blueprint of Usman Dan Fodio. Usman Dan Fodio came to the zoo and his plan was to Islamize Nigeria. They still believe in the mandate of Usman Dan Fodio. But when you ask a man like Peter Obi, he will tell you Biafra is dead. But to the caliphate, the visions of Usman Dan Fodio is alive and waxing strong. My fellow Biafrans, Simon Ekpa is not the problem. And Nnamdi Kanu was never the problem. I call them the problem solvers. Chief Sunday Igboho was never the problem. I call him a problem solver. He was an equation now there to solve the problem for the Yorubas. And we thank God now he's a free man. He was freed by his brother Tinubu. Tinubu, who was the man that brought Buhari into power. He was the beginning of the problem of that zoo called Nigeria. And he told you all, he will continue from where Buhari stopped. And Nnamdi Kanu is not the problem. Nnamdi Kanu saw what was happening. He told us they were coming, they were coming, they were coming. They are coming, the cabal, they are coming, the herdsmen, they are coming with their AK-47, with their cow. They are coming to your land to rape your farmers, to rape your women, take over your land, your resources. They are coming, they are coming, they are coming. Even though the Nigerians, they insulted him, they called him a criminal, they called him a liar, they called him a fraudster, they called him a small boy in America. When he went to America to say he needed arms to protect the land of Biafra because they are coming, they called him a small boy, they called him a liar. And before your eyes, the cabal, the herdsmen, they came to the land. Until this day, they are still in the land. Until our leader Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in the process to shut him down. But we thank God we have his disciple, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Ekpa Simon Njoko, a man who was loved by Nnamdi Kanu, a man who told Nnamdi Kanu, if you need 100 men as you have proclaimed, I will make your job easier because in me, I am 15-1. So Simon Ekpa is not the problem. Nnamdi Kanu is not the problem. They saw the problem coming and they did what they had to do to fix the problem. But let's fall back and relax and listen to Senator Abaribe spill the whole beans. Listen to him, and I'll come back. Listen.
Have sympathy. They will know what has happened. All they want to do is displace you, take over your place, and roam freely within that place.
But there were cattle herders as well.
They were, but the Nigerian cattle herders were not carrying AK-47 rifles and other.
So these guys brought their guns.
So these guys brought their guns with them. First thing they did was to start to rustle the cattle belonging to Nigerians.
Listen.
And so a Nigerian herder, who loses his cattle, has nowhere else to go, he becomes part of them. Because he is given, okay, you either join us or you got nothing. And so,
are you hearing what he's saying? I hope you are paying attention. Please. Even if you hate Simon Ekpa for no reason, listen to what your senator is saying. Those that believe in Nigeria, those that believe in one Nigeria, listen to what your senator is saying. When the Bororo Fulani they came, the first thing they did was to come with their AK-47 and they stole the livestock, the cows of those of the real headers in Nigeria. And they told them it is either you get down or you lay down. It is either you are down with the memo or you are down. It is either you join us or you are against us. It's either you are down with this hunting stuff to take over the whole of Nigeria, or you become part of the casualties. They found themselves in a dilemma, but since they were all doctored in the doctrine of Usman Dan Fodio, they decided to become disciples of the Fonally killer herdsmen. This is what he's telling you. This is what Senator Abaribe is telling you today. Let's continue. Listen.
Them, of course, joined. And so we have this complicated problem.
Listen.
And this complicated problem is what we want to solve by saying, can we confine you to a particular place? If you have, okay, what you want to do is to move your cattle from where there is grass to another place where there is grass, and you can roam around with them. And I also pointed out on the floor of the Senate that
times are tough for UK business.
Governor Ganduje at a particular time said,
Listen.
my state, Kano, has more than enough land for all the herders in Nigeria to go around with it.
Boom. The then governor said his state in Kano has enough land for all the cows in that zoo called Nigeria to go around and still find enough to eat. Hello. I hope you all heard me. I hope you all heard me. I will not repeat myself this time. Let's continue.
We must make mention that this is not just didn't start now.
Okay.
It's a way, and some people in the Senate will get up and tell you, but it's a way of life. How do you change? No. It was a way of life for us to kill twins. It was also a way of life for us to bury.
So there's got to be some
people.
kind of
so
change.
there must have to be
Evolutionary change.
It's an evolutionary change,
Yeah.
and that comes with education.
Right.
So where the real problem is rather than us struggling to make sure that everybody has education, everybody has a change, everybody moves with the new things today. Some people want to leave some citizens to stay, let them just stay where they are as illiterate, uneducated, herders roaming around and killing people.
Yeah, but the point is that there are different types of education.
Okay.
There's obviously the education where you go to school and start learning your ABCs from the very start up to the end. There's the other form of education, which is educating people about this new ranching proposal. Is there going to be a period of consultation? Because you're not going to educate those people. You're not going to put them through school, but you can educate them, those people who are most likely to be affected by this new ranching proposal. Because the herders, for instance, who, as you've said, are uneducated, they're suspicious of authority, they need to be convinced, as do the farmers who are worried about their land and farms.
This is the problem of intellectuals, When you are trying to intellectualize things, you are trying to be integrate. Being an integrate. You are trying to be meticulous in the way you say things. You want to, help them to think. You are thinking out loud. Saying, is that the way to, to educate them about ranches and all those things? With all due respect, my brothers, they know what they are doing. God, sometimes these guys make me laugh. When I laugh is because I sometimes don't believe the kind of questions that they ask themselves. These guys, they were brought from all across the Sahel to Nigeria for a reason. And now you are saying you want to educate them about ranches. The main thing you should ask yourself is, why were they brought into Nigeria? They are continuing with that objective. You're trying to put them in ranches is to go against the primary objective. That's the mistake you guys don't understand. So trying to say, oh, is there a way to educate them? Let them know about ranches. It's not a time to go and teach them A, B, C, and D and all those things. You are wasting your time because they know their mandate. They have spoken to them. They know how to educate themselves during their politics. In fact, they only have to tell them one word. Go and vote for this man, and they all queue up to vote. So education is not the problem. Ranches is not the problem. Ruga, you guys should be careful, because that's another way they will now get a legal and a legal land in your states. Which is why we are saying in Biafra state, we are not ready for that, because in Kano, according to the then governor, he said all the cows in Nigeria can roam around Kano and they will still have access to it. The grass there is enough. So you don't need no Ruga in Biafra land. That is the ball of contention. We will not accept any Ruga in Biafra land. Let's continue.
Why would they not be? If we suppose all the people who say we are elite, we tell people what to do. If you can tell somebody what to do in elections and say vote for A or B or C, why will you not be able to tell them how to improve their lives? In fact, it's very funny that they themselves, some of my colleagues, will tell you that, that the Nigerian cow, that the yield from milk is so low and all that, but that the yield from the one that is in an environment that is and that the meat is more tender, is bigger and all that. They will tell you all this. But
that's because they know what they are doing. They know the assignment. Because any cow that is roaming around won't even have time to have their lactose, milk or whatever. They'll be looking lean because they are trekking around the whole clock. They know that, but their number one goal is not this thing you're talking about. It's not about the ranches. The same way they took over from Goodluck Jonathan is the same way they want to take over Nigeria. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm not somebody who love to hide my words. I don't mince my words. I say the way it is. If they could do what they did to that coward they call Jonathan, a man at the Oval Office, you saw what was happening, you saw what was coming, and instead of you to raise alarm, you said no, pray. We should pray to God. We should pray to Jesus. You told your wife the problem, and she came live on air, and she was crying, there is God, oh, there is God, oh, there is God, oh, there is God, oh. Oh my God, hey, God, Nigerian, God. Now who do that this thing? You saw a problem, you went to tell your wife, she came on TV saying that there is God, oh, there is God, oh. She was crying on TV. Oh, good heavens, good heavens, good heavens. Can't believe this.
Abia.
Listen.
Why? Would somebody
avoiding
to talk about it? We cannot avoid to talk about it.
Listen.
Whole villages, areas of the plateau, of Benue, and even stretching all the way now to Enugu State, down to my own state in Abia. Why? Would somebody come and say, we're just going to let our cows to graze, and if you complain, they kill you?
Boom! It has stretched from Enugu into Abia. He just said it to you. And last 2 weeks, on the 30th of May, you saw what happened in Abia State. It was a ploy by the Caliphate. We keep telling you guys, it was a ploy by the Caliphate. Abia State, get ready, prepare yourself. Governor Oti, keep your eyes open. They are coming. Abaribe just said it. It's already in Enugu State. It has entered Abia State. And all they will tell you is allow them to graze their cows, allow their cow to graze, or else. If you say no, they will buy you. The chicken has come home to roost. Even though Abaribe is somebody that, sometimes I wonder what is going on with him. If he has all this information, if he knows the truth, why will he be telling Finland to bring Simon Ekpa to Nigeria? When you know that this thing you are asking for, you just ask the question, why will it be that when someone say, please leave my farm, carry your cow and leave my farm, they buy you? And Simon Ekpa, being the Prime Minister of the Biafrans, has come to say, never again will that happen. So how come Simon Ekpa is the problem? How come Simon Ekpa is the aggressor? God. Hi! Wow, God. Hey! Now, wow. This kind of thing, it's a conundrum, Oyibo. It's a quagmire. Sometimes when you think about the way things are going, you just wonder. The guy who has come to step in to solve the problem, when, oh my God, when it was Nnamdi Kanu, they went all the way to Kenya. Buhari, that same man, Buhari, went to Kenya to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu. And now they are saying Nnamdi Kanu is a nice guy. He's a good guy. He's nice. He's a good man. But you went to kidnap him from Kenya. You went to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. Now that you have seen that Simon Ekpa is the true son of Nnamdi Kanu, you are now saying that, oh, Nnamdi Kanu is a good man. Simon Ekpa is the problem. God. Look, I want to tell you guys, I don't care. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do, but I want to tell you guys, say, madman pass madman. You might be right that Nnamdi Kanu, compared to us, because we are legion, we are many, compared to us, Nnamdi Kanu might be one of the nicest guys. But somebody like me, I have my heart in my back. I show no pity, I will show no empathy, I will show no sympathy. I don't forgive nor forget. So you guys should be thanking your God that those who are ruling the Biafrans now, they have the image and likeness of God. They are kind people, they are understanding, they listen to the people, they respect their elders. But someone like me, I go draw rain down, I go bring pain, I go bring terror to that zoo called Nigeria. I will show you no pity, no empathy. The zoo will go down. In fact, you guys, you are lucky. You are lucky because somebody like Nnamdi Kanu, yes, you might be right. Because now that you have held him, you assumed he was the one that once you hold him, Biafra is dead. You held him. Now you see that, in fact, those behind him, like that pastor said, I see a puppy. A puppy was roaming about. I see a puppy. And the more the puppy looks back, there are wild beasts and animals coming behind the puppy. All you zoo men can do is pay the YouTube platform, pay Facebook, pay Twitter to block our channels. But that's nothing. What is there to open a new channel? You understand? That's nothing now. The main fact is you guys cannot touch us. You guys cannot touch us in any way. We have learned from the mistake of our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, that he swore an oath with the so-called IPOB and they cajoled him. They deceived him by believing that with the blood oaths they have sworn, that they will stay and, live to the expectations of that oath. So he left his guard open, believing he was dealing with human beings who have sworn an oath with him. not knowing some of them, they are criminals. They don't mind selling their soul to the devil. All they want is the dollars coming from the caliphate. So we have learned from the mistakes of our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. And going forward, we shall not make that mistake twice. We shall not make that mistake twice. We thank God for Simon Ekpa. We thank God for the job he's doing. We thank God he's a defender of the people. And we thank God no politician can tell him what to do. Because you guys, you have failed us. All of you have failed us. Now, Abaribe is here crying, say, oh, they've come into Enugu, they're in Abia State. When they come to your farm and they're eating your crops, he said, please don't chop my crops, so they buy you. When you ask for them to leave your farm, they buy you. Yet you want us to live that way, like servitudes in our own land. But when the Biafrans go out there, even to Lagos State, even to the Yoruba land, when we buy land with our money, we build a house, they still break it down. But in our own land, you want to bring your cow and take over our land. Just like that. Man, God have mercy. God have mercy. Nasimio, I have my heart in my back. I'm like the scale of my heart. I will scale your heart over that of a feather. Whichever is heavier goes down. That's me. I show no sympathy. I show no empathy. I don't care what you are going through. All I know is the rule of law. I fear nobody. I fear no man. You guys should thank, in fact, let's not go there, because sometimes when you say these things, you know, things start to happen. Let's not go there. Let's continue. Let's continue.
They have the high-powered rifles, which the farmer does not have.
But let me ask you this. I mean, what is your sense of how this is moving through the National Assembly?
It's going well,
right?
Because when
hold on there, Joe, you're asking strange questions.
I'm trying to understand what's likely to be different this time.
Well, what's likely to be different this time is that it's been too long and everybody's tired of it. People now know that we cannot continue like this.
Okay, it's been so long and everybody is tired of it. People now know that we cannot continue like this. Okay. Like I said in the beginning, Agbajoso, I go mile. They don't run that. They don't run. It is time to turn back and see how far you've run. You guys, you have run from this problem from the days of Goodluck Jonathan. 2014 and 2015, when he said, oh, I leave this power because I'm not ready to shed the blood of no innocent person. No, what he did was to shed blood of the innocent, because you know what was coming. As the president of that zoo, you had the details. You knew what was coming. You knew there were foreigners in the land. And you chickened out like a coward. You were scared of Obama. Barack Obama, a Muslim man, was telling you some trash, and you know the problem, and you chickened out. The only person you told the problem was your wife, Patience, and she couldn't hold it. She couldn't hold it. The so-called bring back our girls. What they did was they took those girls and gave it to the herdsmen as their wife, Boko Haram and the rest of them. They gave them those Christian girls. Say, take them or your wife. This is the plan A. And from this stage, the whole world will hear about it. We put the pressure on this man they call Goodluck Jonathan. We put the pressure on him. And you saw the media, even in America, they were holding the placard saying, bring back our girls, bring back our girls. When they knew the problem, the real intention of what they did. Oh, good heavens. Jonathan, man, you forced my hand, man. Jonathan, you forced my hand, because what you did by proxy is that you are responsible for those who have been killed since 2015 till 2024. Because as a president of that zoo, the power lied in your hand. You were the commander-in-chief. You saw that foreigners were coming in. They were trooping in into your land, into your country, where you had control over. And what you did was to chicken out in the 11th hour. You turned into a coward in the 11th hour. I will call a spade a spade. And now they are clapping for you. Oh, he's a noble man. No. Those who love Tinubu now saying, Emi Lokon. That's why he's telling you, Emi Lokon, it is my turn. I helped you when we took away Jonathan. Buhari, I helped you now. It's my turn now. Turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. Turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. And not only that, they did a Muslim ticket, which is the icing on the cake. Nigeria, those when say they still love Nigeria. Rufai Oseni, you, in fact, let me not, talk on you. Listen, my people, listen.
There will be no country left. Okay. If everyone now says, okay, let us take the laws into our hands.
Okay, let me just ask you to hold on for a minute. Let's watch a clip of senators, including yourself, having a discussion about this in the Senate. Let's take a listen.
I'm against the idea of restricting movement of Nigerians.
Listen.
From one state to another.
No, that would not happen.
Right now, citizens of Nigeria are allowed to move from one state to another to establish business without any hindrance whatsoever.
It affects everywhere in Nigeria.
Yes.
Nobody can restrict
pastoralists and citizens of Nigeria, they can move to North Central, Northwest, Northeast, South, and establish their business without
they can do so, but not with AK-47.
As we consider this, I also want us to look at the Land Use Act as an impediment to this particular very wonderful bill to ensure that we can get and put to rest this matter of header farmer class.
Just rent a car.
Farmer class.
And of course, that's Senator Abaribe there. And before him, we heard from Senator Adamu Aliera. Let me just point out that Senator Aliera is expected in our studio here tomorrow to put his own side of the case to the Nigerian public so that we balance, as we always do on Arise, the discussion and try and get as many...
Intellectuals, this is the problem. Intellectuals. If you like, study school, go school, come back, speak the best English. You see that man that spoke first? They are the ones that carried the day. There was the whole sway. Because Britain told them they were born to rule. So who are you to stop them? Who are you to tell them not to do their ruga? Who are you to tell them not to send their bururu kini? Fulani men. Hey, Nigeria, now do not this thing. Speaking grammar will not solve this problem. No. Since 2015 till now, how many years? 9 years ago, you've been saying all these things. You've been trying to break the grammar, and you've not solved the problem. Hey, God have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord.
Attempt this time to put forward a ranching bill. Is it more nuanced than that?
Well, let me also make a clarification here. Anytime that people say, oh, there's a religious element, you ask yourself the question, the farmers and the herders clash. They clash in Zamfara, they clash in Kebbi, they clash in Niger. They are all the same Muslims. The farmers are Muslims, the herders are Muslims. So those who come and say, oh, it's between maybe Muslims and Christians, they are just being mischievous. It's not true. This is purely a ploy by some people to take land that doesn't belong to them. And the point is, where did they come from?
God bless you. Now you're talking. It's a ploy of some people to take land where it does not belong to them. And now the question is, where did they come from? A ploy of some people to take land where it does not belong to them. And now the ultimate question, the number one question is, where did they come from? The $1 million question is, where do they come from? But their intention is to take land that does not belong to them. It's not about the Ruga thing. It's not about, free ranching and all those things. They are herdsmen now. No. That is not it. I keep telling you guys, when they started taking loan from China, the Chinese, they have the satellite. They have scanned the whole of the land in that country called Nigeria. They know where the resources they are. If you notice, these herdsmen, they always roam around those areas where there are resources. If you notice, Enugu, uranium, they are there. Zamfara gold, they are there. Imo State, you all know what's happening there. Abia State, be careful, they are coming. There is something they've seen in your land. Or your state, you know what is happening in Oyo. Plateau, you know what's happening there. Wherever there's resources, you will find trouble there. That is where they want to carry their cows to. The Bororo Fulanis, that is where they want to carry their cows to. Cow that they stole, but they came with their AK-47 and they stole the cow. So they are claiming, they are pretending as if they are coming to do their ranching or whatever. What they're after is that land, that resources. Because Nigeria is not one. Till this day, the gold from Zamfara, your so-called presidency, they cannot say, okay, Zamfara State Governor, tell us, how much have you made from gold since the past 5 years? They can, in their wildest dream, they will never try that. They will never have Zamfara gold to be part of the budget. God. When I say these things, sometimes people think I'm just joking. Do you know the billions of dollars being accrued as revenue from the Zamfara gold? You guys don't know what is happening because you see, some of you are still in that dark age. You are in that zoo where NEPA is disturbing you. Internet is expensive. Internet data is expensive. Most of you don't have light. So you guys don't know what we know. We in the Western world, our eye don't open. Our eyes is open. We know what's in the happen now. You go to Dubai now, you will see Zamfara gold there. I was in holiday in Egypt to go and visit the pyramids. And there was a display of the various golds around the whole world. When they came to Africa, I saw it there. Gold from Nigeria, Zamfara State. Fear catch me. They were doing a display of gold, the resources from the land around the whole world. I said, wow, really? So who is the one enjoying or, keeping all the revenues from those gold? Now you understand why, one of the reasons why they brought in the Fulani killer herdsmen, Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP. Now you understand. Because till this date, the only thing they use to run the economy of the contraption is the oil resources from Biafra land. Only that oil. But the gold is their own. They don't share it. It's only the oil that they call the national cake. But the revenues, the money they got from the gold, they don't share it. The president cannot ask them, say, how much have you made from gold? Bring 70%. It belongs to the people. They will not do that. They can never ask those kind of questions. They will never ask such questions. No, they can't do it. It's only the oil, the revenue from the oil proceeds, crude oil and the rest of them. That is what they used to run Nigeria, because they don't say Nigeria is a contraption. Nigeria is a business. So they are just hustling. It's like trying to hustle in the block. First guy come, he does his hustle for 8 years, he goes away. The next guy comes, say, oh, it's my turn now. Let me hustle as well. You hustle, you take the money, you take loan, you take money. Now they're even using your crude oil as a collateral for, oh God. Hey, Nigeria, we hail thee. Hey, Lord have mercy. Let's continue.
Never used to happen before. That's my question.
So how are you going to get rid of those people
now
who you say have been brought into the country?
It is now a security issue.
Right.
We need to know who.
Is that incorporated?
God bless this man. It is now a security issue. We need to know who. It is now a security issue. We need to know who. At this point, we the Biafrans are saying enough is enough. You have played with us enough. You have killed us enough. It is now a security issue, and we the Biafrans, we have given all authority, all mandate to our Prime Minister, His Excellency, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu and our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. We have given them that delegated responsibility, Oyibo, for them to protect us. We have given a vote of no confidence to those politicians of that zoo called Nigeria that claim they are from the land of the Biafra. We are saying the matter is now a security issue, a matter of life and death. People they buy, people they die. It don't pass the issue of talk. It is now a matter of life and death, just like what this man said. So going forward, we the 80 million Biafrans, we are saying that from the 2nd of December, we are with our Prime Minister. It is time for us to take our destiny into our hands. Oh my God, have mercy. It is time for us to take our destiny into our hands, because these men you call politicians, they have failed us. These men you call politicians, they cannot solve our problem. These men you call politicians, they are enjoying the best of life in Abuja. Abuja is now their new home, while their village is being subdued, taken over by the Bororo Fulani herdsmen, Mietiala and the rest of them. These men they call politicians, they have failed us, and we are saying never again. Nigeria cannot keep on putting us in this contraption. What they are after is what they call the national cake. They want to take over Nigeria and by proxy take over Biafra land, and we are saying never again. We now have our Prime Minister, we now have a cabinet, we now have a government. And on the 2nd of December, they will declare the restoration of Biafra. And by the grace of God, in the name of God, in the name of the God of Biafra, we shall succeed this time. Enough is enough. It is time to let go Nigeria. It is time to break away from that thing that was given to us by Britain. It is time to break away from the contraption that our slave masters, they made sure they placed us together to cause these commotions. And even when they were living, they told the caliphate they were born to rule. They called it the seed of discord. My people, I'm saying enough is enough. It is time to go home. Mama Biafra is calling us, my people. We must go back to the land of Biafra. We do not belong to Nigeria, we belong to Biafra. We are saying enough is enough. Simon Ekpa, the time has come. Simon Ekpa, we the people, we say we love you. Simon Ekpa, we say you are the one to deliver us from that contraption. They have come to steal the land. They have come to steal the resources. They come with their cows. They come with their AK-47. When we try to retaliate, they come with their military. They come with their Fonally herdsmen dressed in Nigerian military uniform to come in the name of the Lord to kill us, to pillage the land, to kill the children. We are saying never again. Simon Ekpa, you are the one destined to do this job. You are the one destined to this job in the absence of our leader Nnamdi Kanu. Simon Ekpa, we are calling upon you. Simon Ekpa, do not let the people down. The God of Biafra is with you. The God of Biafra will be there to guide you. The God of Biafra will be there to control you. The God of Biafra will be there to guide your actions and inactions. Simon Ekpa, on the 2nd of December, I pray to God. I pray to the God of Biafra that victory will be ours. Nothing like Nigeria will remain from the 2nd of December. We are done with the zoo. We are done with the contraption. We are saying we are going back to the days, the way it was before the coming of the white man. We want to go back to the way it was before the white man came, before the Oyibo man came, before our slave masters came, before those they called the colonizers, before they came. We have to go back to the way it was when men were men, when black men were gods, when God dwelled in the land of Biafra. Arochuku, the house of God. Arochuku, the throne of God. We are going back to the land of Biafra. We will be by ourselves, and anybody who wants to visit, they are afraid to visit with the right document. But for me and my people, me and the 80 million Biafrans, we are going back home. Biafra is the throne. Biafra is calling us. We must go back home. We must fight. We must fight and protect the land of Biafra. It is a good thing to fight and die to protect the land called Biafra. My people, from the 2nd of December, Simon Ekpa and the cabinet, they will do the thing that God has ordained them to do. We shall redeclare Biafra, and Biafra shall be ours. God bless you. God bless Biafra. Oh, happy days when Biafra comes. Oh, happy days when Biafra comes. From the 2nd of December 2024, we shall rejoice in the sun. We shall rejoice because we are children of the sun. From me, from here, for now, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I remain yours truly, Biafra, Superstars Media. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Superstars Media. Freedom's gonna come. Yeah. Freedom's gonna come. I'm fighting for Biafra, fighting for Oduduwa. Yeah. Freedom's gonna come. Nnamdi Kanu is the leader. Yeah. We fight for liberation of the people, of the nation. Yeah. Freedom's gonna come. Freedom's gonna come. Salty dog.
Superstar, what the fuck have you created?